What's up, AP fam? Welcome back to another episode of Alternative Paranormal. Alright guys, tried doing a Objects from Haunted Locations Part 3, but the file was corrupt. So I'm not even going to bring that object out of my cabinet. Anyway, so with that being said, I'll do another video on that one later and just talk about it and try it again and see what happens. But for this episode, guys, I decided to go ahead and do a haunted locations ranking list. So hopefully this one will work out just fine. So guys, I have been, as you know, me and my team, we have been to several places. So I went ahead and just jotted down this list and put them in order from cool or kind of spooky to terrifying. So there's a few that are up there at the very top, and there are some that are at the bottom. So guys, I got my list right here. So with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and chop down this ranking list from the not scary to the terrifying. So guys, for the first one here on my list, I have the Cobb County Memorial Building. Back in 2019, me and my teammate Brent decided when I'd gotten into the paranormal, I asked him to join and see if he would like to be part of this, and let's see what happens. Let's see how far this can go. And as you can tell today, from 2019 until now, we are still doing this today. So guys, with the Cobb County Memorial Building, we have been there 5 times. The building itself was very old, and on July 9th, 1964, I want to say, a plane crashed near the building, and several people died. And so their bodies were brought to the place, to Cobb County Memorial Building, and they used the gymnasium as a temporary morgue so they could kind of piece the bodies together and figure out whose body part goes to who with these with the casualties. And so for days and upon days, those bodies sat there, and some of those spirits still linger in the building today. So I mean, we investigated there 5 times. At the time, we didn't have a really good camera. We had a K2 meter and an SB7 spirit box. That was it. Some of the stuff we had captured could be put down as paranormal, and some of it could just be just the building itself and lighting and stuff like that. But overall, we really didn't capture a whole lot there. I mean, the history was cool, the building itself was cool, but some of the stuff we talk about it today, and some of it can be put in there as, you know, not paranormal, and some of it was. But the building itself is, you know, so they had a lot of holes and leaks and stuff, and the building itself also has they had birds up in the attic, a lot of them, and there were also some dead birds. We had also seen a giant dead rat in the building. So there also could have been bird dander, mold, and dead animals, and some of that stuff in the air can cause people to start to experience things physically that could be, people could say could be the paranormal, but when in all actuality it's a lot of the stuff in the air causing your body to experience like the headaches, the dizziness, disorientation, stuff like that. So at the bottom of this list, guys, coming at number 7 is the Cobb County Memorial Building. Coming at number 6 is the Old Stone Mansion. I know a lot of you have seen those videos. We did capture some stuff there, but we didn't experience a lot of paranormal activity. Some of it, it truly was paranormal. But the activity itself, you know, we didn't capture a whole lot of activity. But the history of the building itself is incredible. And I think we had gone there, and I think the building had just been opened not too long after we had come for the paranormal. So the history itself is phenomenal, guys. That mansion is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But like I said, guys, this is kind of based on cool to spooky. So that's kind of why Old Stone Mansion is sitting in at number 6. The history is great, but the paranormal activity, there wasn't a whole lot that we did capture there. So guys, coming in at number 5 is Randolph County Asylum, or Randolph County Infirmary. The building itself, guys, and the history it was amazing. We did experience a little bit of paranormal from time to time, but sometimes the spirits just don't want to come out and interact with you. Sometimes they just want to be left to kind of just be left alone. We did experience a couple things my first time there with me and my teammate John. We did experience stuff, John especially, and so did I that night. Um, and then we went back again, and it was that we got some activity, we got some really good EVPs, but we didn't experience a whole lot of activity. But like I said, once again, the building itself is beautiful, and the history is mind-blowingly huge on the history there and the stories and stuff. But as far as the paranormal activity goes, there's just not enough there for it to be like, oh my god, it's awesome, this place is so crazy. But I'm not bad mouthing anything. I'm just saying that this is all based on paranormal experiences with this list, nothing else. So with that being said, coming at number 4 would be the old Blackford County Jail. Now, the reason why Blackford sits in at number 4 is because the 2 times we had been was incredible. I was invited there by a guy who does run tours out there. He let me and my teammate come in because he had never been, and we just kind of got to walk around the building. Wasn't booked, so he kind of brought us in there. And for the first time in my life, I actually got to watch mag lights turn on and off by themselves. I was blown away by how many times him just asking the questions for them to turn it on and off, and how many times it happened. It was absolutely crazy. And the other time that we had been was insane with the cat ball activity, the Necrophonic app going crazy like it did in the basement. And also, the reason why it's sitting so high right now is because it's linked to the Monroe House. And with all that, guys, I mean, Blackford County Jail was cool, even though it's not that big of a location. That place is, brought forth a lot of paranormal evidence that we did capture, and how responsive the spirits were at, being in there and them interacting. So that's why the old Blackford County Jail sits in at number 4 on this list. Coming at number 3 is the Old City Hall in Bridgeport, Illinois, or as I call it on the YouTube channel, the Jailhouse of Mystery. I did 2 days there. The cat ball activity, as y'all had seen in those videos, blows me away every time I watch it. I still smile. My friends still say, oh, hey, pull up that video with you and the cat balls at that place. I'm like, oh, the Jailhouse of Mystery? And they're like, yeah, that's the one. And also, just the activity and the ambiance of that place, and having some of my equipment turn up missing. And then the next day, I take everything out of the building that night. I've loaded in my car. I check the bags again. Still gone. We still check the place. Put my equipment in the car, I lock the door, turn on my alarm, we go back in to investigate, and then on the second day, I'm there, still no sign of it, of my SB11, and so later that night I go out there to check to go get my motion alarm out of the car, and as I go through my bag, I feel something in there, and I open my bag up, and then there's my SB11 spirit box. The funny thing was, I didn't find my motion alarm. I get home, unload my bags, and then all of a sudden, there's my motion alarm right there. So, that's why Old City Hall or the Jailhouse of Mystery comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, guys, this one wasn't difficult. Well, it was difficult at the time for me to see where I was going to put these last 2 locations, guys. I was kind of juggling them. And I told Anthony that it's going to take a lot for one of his locations to outdo this one, and one of them did. And so, guys, coming in at number 2 is the Monroe House. And I know you guys are probably saying, why is Monroe House sitting at number 2 with how much I talk about that place all the time, guys? The Monroe House delivers every single time me and my team have been. Every single time. It always delivers. It's terrifying. It's scary. It messes with you psychologically and emotionally and physically. This house literally beats you up until you leave. And it tests you. It pushes your senses to the limit. It pushes your body to the limit. It pushes whatever you believe in to the limit. It tests your faith in whatever you believe in every time you're there. And the house truly is terrifying, guys. It's scary as crap. The stuff that we've experienced during the day before nightfall in that house, this last time was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But it's sitting in at number 2 because something else is taking its spot at number 1. And so, guys, coming in at number 1 Y'all know every place I've been, you've seen it. Coming at number 1 is Pine Lawn Manor. And Pine Lawn Manor is the scariest place next to them. I'm getting goosebumps, guys, just talking about it right now. Pine Lawn Manor scared the crap out of me and me and my teammate Brent. It really did. At nightfall, the one reason why is because of this place sits in at number 1 is because of the activity we got. 2 of my videos that I recorded, the last 2, the 2 from night 1, guys, that I wish I had to show you guys on YouTube. My camera was recording. I know it was because I kept turning the camera around on myself and doing like little side notes and talking during our alone time in the inside Pine Lawn. Brent took one wing, I took the other wing. The west wing I had the most ground to cover. I think it was, yeah, the west wing. And I went into a lot of rooms over there. I heard footsteps behind me. I heard scratching on the laundry machines, the old school laundry machines there. I thought I had heard talking. And I'm all the way on the other side of this place. Brent is all the way down on the other end where the demon room is, or the doppelganger room. And I saw the doppelganger. It's on camera. It was on camera. I thought Brent was just standing like literally 50 feet away from me. And I saw the flashlight for his phone. His voice sounded just like him. And I asked how much time do we have left. He said 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in this room. I sit down, and probably about 7-8 minutes later, I hear footsteps. I'm like, who is that? And Brent said, it's me, man. And I was like, okay, I'm in here. I'm coming out. So I came out of the room, and I was like, it's me, dude, it's me. And stuff. And I asked him, I said, dude, were you not standing, like, right over there? And he goes, no. And I was like, yes, you were. I saw you. And he's like, dude, I'm telling you, I wasn't. I am all the way down. I was all the way down at the very far end. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I was having to yell, did you not hear me? And I was like, I had to holler for you. And I could hear him all the way down there because I remember asking him, I said, are you doing okay? Are you okay? Everything? He goes, yeah, I'm fine. But then when I saw what I thought was Brent standing there telling me that we had 5 minutes left, that was not Brent. And I had all that on camera and it's gone. And then the first encounter with the demon thing, the doppelganger in the room, I had great footage of that with what happened. It's gone. The only way that you can view that is on our Facebook group page. But the REM pod activity took the cake. And just everything else that happened in that place. I mean, it's absolutely scary because the one thing that was the scariest to me was when we slept in my car, because that room we were going to sleep in got extremely cold. I mean, freezing cold, like freezer cold. And we'd walk out of the room and it would be lukewarm, mild in the hallway. All the other rooms we tested, same temperature, but just that one room that we were going to sleep in became like an ice box. Like, to the point to where my nose was getting numb, my face was getting numb because of how cold it was and everything. So we decided to sleep in my car. And Brent was going to sleep in the back. I folded the back seats down. I slept in the front driver's seat, leaned that back, and I was like, dude, I'm going to go ahead and get the sleeping bags and stuff like that because you're going to need it. Because I slept in my car at Anthony's location, the Jailhouse Mystery, for 2 days, and I told Brent, I said, you're going to want some padding. So I go inside to get my sleeping bag and stuff, and I picked my camera up off the table, turned on both my Phasm lights. One had a full charge, one had a half a charge. I go into the back room where we were going to sleep, get my sleeping bag, turn around, and as soon as I turn around, both my Phasm lights just turn off on their own. And I wish I would have been recording for that because, I mean, it became so dark in there. I could not see my hand in front of my face. And I was like, oh, shit. So I turn on both lights again. They both turn on. I start walking towards the door holding my camera rig here and get towards the door, and they both turn off again. And I'm like, oh, crap. So I just turned one on, come out of the room, come walking down the hallway, and then all of a sudden that light turns off again. And I'm like, screw this. I could see the light for the entrance to the building, and I hate to say it, guys, scared the shit out of me so bad, I booked it. I was hoping that I was not going to trip over something or run into a corner. It was so darn dark, and I finally got to the light at the end of the tunnel. Dropped my camera on the table. I said, screw this, and I booked it out that door. It was piss pouring rain, thunder and lightning that night on our first night there, guys. And I mean, I slung the chain on there, threw the padlock on there, locked it, put the keys in my pocket and ran to my car in the piss pouring rain, gave Brent the sleeping bag, he closed the door and I get in. And I'm telling you guys, that was terrifying. And the next day I showed him, turned on both my lights, half a charge, full charge. There was nothing wrong with my cameras. They were still, the lights, they were still where they sat at the charge mark when I was inside the building. And that was, of course, the room we were going to sleep in was in the doppelganger hall. So maybe that thing decided to come out, and because, I mean, when those lights turned off, the overwhelming sense of oppression and fear and just something malicious just kind of filled that area that I was in automatically. It felt like something was just looming over me at that point. But with that being said, guys, that's why Pine Lawn Manor comes in at #1. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We are trying to get some stuff out this weekend, guys. So we are talking about going to a certain location. It's up in the Smokies. Me and Brent found this. We found it on our way to Elkmont. And Brent's like, oh, hey, there it is right there. And I was like, oh, shoot, there it is. And so there's another spot up there, too, on the way back down from Elkmont that I've seen some people go to on YouTube. And stuff, and also it's just in the history of the Smokies too. So it was like this old hotel, and the stairs still sit there. And I had seen some people talk about this stuff on YouTube and the history of the place, and it's actually pretty cool to go check out. So we're going to be checking out those two places, and also I've seen some people go to a place called Little Greenbrier School. So Brent has been there. He said it was pretty creepy at night because there was actually a cemetery that sits right on the school property. And it's an old school, like very historic, very, very old. Looks like it's from like the 1800s maybe, but it's kept in really good condition. So we're going to go check that out. So hopefully if the weather is good this weekend, me and him will be making a drive up there Saturday early evening to get up there right around dusk and get up there and film some stuff, guys. So it's a little bit of a hike to get up there, so we're definitely have to bring some lights, some flashlights to walk, because we have to walk down this winding dirt road trail back to our car, and it kind of goes down. You have to go uphill to walk it, and it's a downhill slope, so we're going to definitely have to bring some lights for us so we don't trip and fall and break all the equipment and break ourselves in the process. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That's the little list right there. You can see how I put them in order. And guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it's not much, but we are working on, we've finally gotten through all the Pine Lawn Manor stuff. We've gotten through all the Monroe House stuff. Really, guys, we apologize that those videos just disappeared, guys. But sometimes when you do stuff, we also had a couple missing ones from Monroe House. The Spirit Box session in the basement. Got some great answers from that place that day, but that video was corrupt. And the other two that I talked about, the Alone in the Dark for Pine Lawn and the first round in the Doppelganger Room at night, those just are gone. There was no corrupt file for that. There was no nothing. Those files just, I put the card in, none of them, those two did not pull up at all. So, yeah. So guys, we do apologize about that. We're just going to have to take more stronger spiritual precautions when it comes to filming in locations, and I'm definitely going to start doing that, because I promise you guys that will never happen again. Anyways, guys, so thank you for their time. Thank you for giving this video a watch. If you haven't stumbled across this video, and if you've been to any of these places, guys, drop your comments down below and we'll talk about it. And what's your order for these? If you guys have been to any of these places, how would your tier list go? Drop your list, your ranking list down below, guys, and we'll talk about that too. But anyways, guys, I'm going to try and get this uploaded before I go to work today at 4. Got a short shift, so, guys, that's what I always say. Stay spooky, stay blessed, and stay safe. And we will see you guys on the other side. Peace out, guys.